Ponytails. Read by Scribbler. Apples Don't Fall Far by Stagman Party. Apple Bloom shifted on the seat, unable to fit on it. Makes sense. This was a seat meant for a small filly, not a full-grown mare. Especially not one mare who was as tall and big as any stallion. As she struggled with the seat, a yellow Pegasus filly next to her flapped her wings in protest. She was also struggling against the seat, but her complaints were motivated for rebellion. Apple Bloom finally managed to sit down, only for the seat to break apart. The filly snickered, earning a well-received smack on the head.
"Oh, darling, sitting on the floor is so uncouth of you,"
a voice said from the classroom door.
"You can't pull a good rarity, sweetie,"
Apple Bloom replied, smiling at her friend. Sweetie giggled.
"I suppose you got a surprise letter too?"
"Well, wasn't that much of a surprise. Apple Root here keeps getting her in trouble,"
Apple Bloom said, smacking her daughter again.
"I figured, but this young colt here should know better,"
Sweetie said, pushing an earth pony colt inside of the classroom.
"Go get us some seeds, Topaz Hooves."
The colt obeyed and exchanged some looks with Apple Root on the way, the filly responding by showing her tongue. Topaz responded with the same gesture, and now both mothers delivered a smack.
"Shame on you, young man. What would your father say if he saw you act that way with a lady?"
"Well, Bloom's little one isn't exactly a lady."
"I Scoots!"
Apple Root cheered and almost jumped out of her seat.
"Hey, kiddo, got in trouble again, huh? Yours too, sweetie? That's weird."
"We shouldn't be the ones, surprise, Scoots. Since when has darling Autumn Leaf got into any trouble?"
Sweetie Belle asked.
"Beats me, but there's a first time for anything, I suppose." "Hey, what are you doing? Come out from there and go take a seat!"
Scootaloo yelled at a trembling unicorn filly who was hiding between her mother's legs. Scootaloo pushed her inside, and Autumn reluctantly sat on the seat Topaz offered her. The colt moved to his own, blushing. Sweetie was smiling, showing a mix of pride and smugness at her son's behaviour. Scootaloo merely rolled her eyes and dropped into a seat next to Autumn.
"Well, this brings back memories,"
Scootaloo said.
"Yep,"
Apple Bloom said. Sweetie Belle simply nodded. Cheerilee walked in a second later. The three mares brightened up upon seeing their favourite teacher. She had a few wrinkles, and her mane had lost colour, but for the most part she was the same cheerful and lovable pony as they remembered.
"Hi, girls."
"Hi, Miss Cheerilee,"
all six ponies replied.
"It's good to see you all three at the same time again. I know we haven't had a chance to talk, the four of us, since you graduated, but I'm afraid right now... Excuse me, Miss Cheerilee, but I think I know what you're going to say, and I want to say something first."
Apple Bloom interrupted her. Cheerilee sat down, waiting for what she had to say.
"I know my daughter can be a bit of a problem, but she's just a young filly, just like I was. She don't mean anything bad. She's just trying to find her place in the world. And I'm personally proud that she keeps trying, despite having found her cutie mark already. At a younger age than I did, must I add,"
Apple Bloom said, nudging her daughter.
"Same goes for me, Miss Cheerilee. I'm always pressuring Topaz to be like his father, but that's because I want him to achieve his full potential. I know he must feel sad at times, but he should know that I'm always proud of him, and that the day he finally finds his special talent and his flanks get marked, I'll be there to watch it,"
Sweetie said, nuzzling the blushing colt. Cheerilee looked at Scootaloo, waiting for her speech.
"Hey, I don't need to say my daughter's awesome. She has both the coolest mom and the coolest aunt in the world. Sure, she can be a bit of a scaredy cat at times, and I can't help her with any of that fancy unicorn magic, but despite all that, I'll never give up on her,"
Scootaloo said, rustling the unicorn's mane.
"That's all very sweet, girls, but I brought you here for another reason,"
Cheerilee said. The three mares blinked.
"You see, early in recess, Apple Root punched Topaz in the face after she saw him kissing Autumn. Apparently, she has a crush on him, and she ended up causing a fight on the schoolyard."
The three mares blinked again, processing the story. And then they snapped.
"Hey, what's the big deal with your son making moves on my daughter?"
Don't dare say those things about my Topaz. He's probably traumatized after being assaulted by that rude farm pony.
Your son has the fault for being all fancy pony and kissing Philly so young. And what's wrong with being a farm pony, huh?
Soon they were all yelling at each other. Cheerily sighed.
Have you learned your lesson, kids?
Yes, Miss Cheerily.
Then you can leave. Girls, act your age. Stop at this instant.
That was Apples Don't Fall Far. It was written by Stagman Party and read by Scribbler. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that. It's just a sweet little short one-shot to tide you over while I'm getting something a little bit special sorted for hopefully my next upload. So watch this space, and I hope you look forward to it. Like I said, it's a little bit something out of the ordinary. Be lovely to each other, and good night, everybody.